Hear me, Paradis. Did we not come here to escape the Empire? Do the Atreides not exemplify
Look, Marius, if you ever want to talk about anything, you know I'm here, right?
Right. Appreciate that, but I'm all right.
If you ever change your mind, the offer stands.
Okay, Amakul. I'll keep that in mind.
It's not every day you get to deal with the person who killed you. He killed you, you killed him. Seems like a win-win situation. Your decision, not mine. You hired me to bring you here, not poke at your moral values. Anyway, it doesn't matter what I think. You found the assassin, and you're still alive, which means well done, Marius.
Anyway.
Companions? It's just Kai, isn't it? As you know, Kai and I have worked together in the past. It's a blessed miracle he never got me killed. Honestly, he's a good guy. A bit too quick to ask questions for my taste, but... Kai's good enough. Tell him I said that I'll cut a hole in your water skins. Ask away. Yes, I did. The less we talk about that, the better. I see. Let's lay this out, Envoy. I don't need to know how many men you've killed to know you're more than capable in battle. Now, we just met, Envoy, and I'm here to do a job. Maybe we'll be best of friends someday, but this isn't that day. Best we just keep things professional. All right. Can't say you'll get a different answer, though. Well, I'm one of the very few people who spends most of their time out in the wilds and haven't gotten themselves killed yet. I know the difference between hay-bleed toxin and high-tox bloom, which is something you should be really thankful for. And you know the Balrog and the Grinning Balrog? No, but I am one of the few who have seen a Balrog and lived. Mostly because I had the brains to run the Dragu out of there. The key is survival. I understand that, and a lot of people don't. And that's why they're dead, and I'm still here. We're gonna get you where you're going, Envoy. Alive and with as few blithe tail bites as possible. That, more or less, is all you need to know about me. Same one you are. What kind of blessed question is that? Oh, I see. I sometimes use Lember without really thinking about it. That's what you mean, right? I barely realize I'm doing it anymore. If you want to learn Lember, you'll have to spend time in Solace. And that's not going to happen anytime blessed soon. Because Solace doesn't love outsiders. I can't be more plain than that. I'm sure you'll pick it up as we travel. It's not that blessed difficult. Oh? Do tell. We've already talked about this. I hope this isn't going to be a problem. That much is obvious. I'm not that interesting, and I really don't like talking about the past. Let's worry about keeping you alive for now. Good? More often than you think. Someone's always trying to get a reputation by going after people who have one. Turns out those of us who have a reputation sometimes came by it honestly. What do you need? Right, changing the subject. Right. What do you want to know? Lovely place, as the Living Lands goes. I advise most people to stay around here if they're looking to settle. Paradise isn't the safest place in the world, but it is the safest place in the lands. Walls and guards go a long way out here. Other than that, you've got bits of forest, grasslands, some caves, cliffs, and all sorts of things to get you into trouble. This is the easiest place to survive in the Living Lands. Enjoy it while it lasts. Heard an envoy from Adir showed up and got himself killed. Other than that, nothing. Honestly, I don't listen out for gossip much. I don't know what to tell you. Let's see. Normally you look for some shelter first. Cut down a few small trees, gather moss to keep the wind out. Nothing too elaborate. With so little tree cover, you want to keep moving. The reeds near the coast make great fibers for rope, so you can lash branches together and make a decent roof. Of course, we're always moving, so we just make a quick camp and carry on. So you don't have to worry about all that. Right. Good talk. No offense, but you leave a pretty wide trail, Envoy. Probably. Well, not anymore. An Adiran official who's new in town turns a lot of heads, especially when they're traveling with a Nim dude like Kai. We we found your assassin. Maybe I can help you avoid being killed again in the future. My guess is you'll need a guide once you leave Paradise, too. They say I'm the best there is. Merti, envoy. I'll make myself at home. Anyway, enough chat. I'm sure you have things to do. Right. What do you want to know? Right.
Not everyone warrants an assassination attempt, you know. You should be flattered. Good thing you rectified that for him. Decisively, I might add. It's a shame. As odd as it sounds, I think he really would have left you alone. Yeah, well, I think he would have said the same thing. He shot you with poison from the shadows. Many would call that a coward's act. But what other chance does a lone man have against Imperial power? And who fights fair when survival is on the line? That's admirable, but it's hardly common practice, especially here. And I'm afraid we haven't seen the last of this conflict. Eagwolf isn't the only hothead in the Living Lands, and he's certainly not the only one with his hackles up about all you Adira newcomers. And Ludwig and the Steel Garrote are only making matters worse. They're a match to a powder keg. Your ambassador and the rest of the Adiran forces have been dragging the frontier, kicking and screaming towards order and civilization. All the things that half of us moved here to escape. Then, one day, Ludwig and the Steel Garrote show up to reinforce the Adiran presence, and they're as harsh as Wodaka herself. Could be both. It remains to be seen whether Ambassador Hilgard and Ludwig are rowing in the same direction. But I fear there's trouble on the horizon, especially if the Steel Garrote's tactics win out. Nice to know I'm in good company. Just thinking about Claviger Amon. I let him down. I've let a few people down over the years, but I did promise someone once that I'd do my part to look after all of us riffraff who've made a home here. My best chance of doing that is helping you investigate this plague and keep a lid on tensions. And, hopefully, fend off any future assassination attempts. Feeling's mutual. It's nice to share a campfire again. I think that's enough doom and gloom for one night, don't you? Sleep easy, Envoy. As best you can. Rebellion's more like our natural state of being in the Living Lands. People on the island don't much like being told what to do. In fact, many come here specifically for that reason. Paradise used to be a lot more violent. Now, bandits like the Sparrowhawks at least have to limit their activities. Of course, that change has come thanks to Ambassador Hilgard's Adiran troops. And the Steel Garrote. Ludwine and her paladins have been busy in the hinterlands. It's all rumor and speculation, but I don't think they're making your cause any friends. I don't like to gossip.
Huh. Since when?
Okay, I like fun gossip. They say she's hunting down so-called agitators, flattening entire settlements that stand in her way. Of course, all the news reaching Paradis is jumbled together. Stories about the Dream Scourge, the Steel Garrote, and the weird happenings that are almost commonplace around here. So it's hard to say what's true. If they're here under your banner, people will see their actions as representing you. I think you're right. I don't know that these rebels are all that organized yet. But where there's foam, there's rocks, as the saying goes. Good thing you're asking the expert. You're asking me? I'm not much of a gossip. Okay, who do you want to know about? Long enough that he's got a good roster of stories about my blunders in the wilds, which he'll remind us of constantly. He's got a soft heart under that gruff exterior. He feels things more deeply than he lets on, so if he burns the stew one evening, maybe don't mention it. Yeah, given everything that comes with being an envoy, I bet that's especially refreshing for you. And don't worry if he starts badgering you. It's his way of showing he cares. Sure. You know where to find me.
What are you grinning about?
Huh? I wasn't grinning.
Right. Well... Stop it.
That's just how my... My face looks Marius. Hey, You got something on your mind? Something you want to talk about?
See? You're doing it now.
Well, now you're being funny.
Oh, gods. I'm just making it worse.
Haze, mirrors, we have touched something like your dreams before. The leaf remembers the stem. We have questions. We must know. A life for a life. A killer's blood billows in the drain, dead like the bear. We do not understand. Was this a mercy too? Eat or bleed. Rule of the wild. We know these shapes. Still. A dam broke. We wept in the dark when your soul slipped away. We feared for you, felt your agony. We could not forgive. Petals disperse on the wind. Wake now. We have tending to do.
Well met. Feel free to partake of Wodika's favor.
Looks like this thing's missing a few pieces. You people probably want to take it back to camp and study it, yeah?
Welcome. Please stay a while. May the Burned Queen watch over you.
You had me at welcome and lost me at Burned Queen.
Pray, she never hears you. Wodika forgets little. Come to pay your respects at the shrine, envoy? Only that the Living Lands has no idea how to honor Wodika with proper respect. Just look at the state of this shrine.
At ease, soldier. You Adiran sure do take these things seriously.
One cannot take the sacred for granted. One of Wodika's own totems sits at this shrine, a true rarity. Totems like these are relics from a bygone era. There are legends about how the gods imbued them with their own essence. Can you imagine holding something like this in your hands? Alas, this one is a fragment of what it once was. What I would give to see what power it held. Not much, I'm afraid. All I can tell you is that it's very old. I suspect it was built for a different purpose before it became a shrine to Wodika. Really? I'll have to look for him the next time I'm on leave. If I'm ever on leave. Painstakingly, We don't have the right materials to rebuild the shrine, so we have to make do.
Nice work. It even smells better here.
I've asked for more supplies. Hopefully the Quartermaster won't be foolish enough to refuse. The Burned Queen deserves everything from us. The sky, and the land, and the heads of her enemies. The others betrayed her. They cast the Queen out. But it doesn't matter. She will prevail in the end. Fuck Margarin for burning her. Fuck Abidon for building the machines that powered Margarin's treachery. I have more patience for the two gods of death, Bereth and Rimagand. I merely tolerate Wal and Scan. And I'm profoundly uninterested in Eothas. Apologies. I suppose I have strong opinions on the gods, particularly those that cross the Burned Queen. Of course. I consider myself a self-taught scholar of all the gods, though I am partial to one. Eothas rules over light and hope and redemption and all such things. He allegedly died, but then rose again in the Deadfire Archipelago. They also say that long ago, a farmer by the name of Widewind claimed to be a vessel of Eothas, and went on a rampage across the Eastern Reach. Frivolous idiocy, as far as I'm concerned. Calls himself a god of crafting, but Abidon is just a sniveling idiot who serves Margarin, creating weapons for her campaigns. I don't understand how he could bow his head to that traitor. Ah, you think so? Bereth is the one who determines who lives and dies, ruling over the paths that the dead walk to their next lives. But Rimagand rules over the act of death itself. He is famine, and he is loss, bad luck on a winter road. Very different aspects of the same universal end. I'm not surprised. Wal is the god of secrets and revelations. Their worshippers have probably rambled incoherently at you about one thing or another at some point. It's tiresome. Yes, a god of resentment, and secret hatreds, and violent rebellions. Sometimes, his followers mutilate themselves so he can possess them, transforming them into killing machines that die when the slaughter is done. Margarin is a traitor. Instead of bowing her head, Margarin burned Boudica. Yet her followers claim she's not a god of battle lust, that she instead embodies military excellence and discipline. Ha! If she were either of such things, the act of worshipping her wouldn't be so persecuted in Rayed Ceres. Of course. Goodbye.
I don't know what this thing is, but...
Are you certain? I know what I sensed. I am beyond all doubt. A source of essence? In the living lands? Impossible. I felt the flutter of Audra. There was no mistaking it. It was warm, playful yet powerful. Almost like my own. Do you realize the weight of what you imply? Of course I do. An ill wind blows through Aora if any of what you say is true. It may not be hostile. Its existence is hostile. Please. I've considered this with care. Think of the kith who live there. Always just beyond our reach. I assure you, I will not rest until I learn the truth of this. If we cannot bring it to light, we all may be at stake.
There. Adds a little culture to the camp, doesn't it?
By the way, I never met that Orlan girl before in my life.
What Orlan girl?
You remember. The one in the camp in Shadow Peaks? With the thing on her head?
Oh. Oh, yeah. Nice eyes, chipped tooth. Thinking about her again, huh?
Good. You made it. I knew you'd be back.
This is for you. I've got your back.
You're mine now.
Prepare to take home the
Another win, but who's counting?
Fisherman missing. Last seen near the watermill, northwest of the river. Need coin? See Sansa in Hightown. He seeks explorers to assist him in mapping the living lands.
tell me you brought good news.
Envoy, glad to see you're still with us. How can I help you? Inquisitor Ludwine is the commander of the Steel Garrote in Paradise. Were you to ask her, she'd say she keeps the peace. But she doesn't keep it so much as prosecute it. As ruthlessly as the ambassador will let her. She's also a veteran of the Steel Garrote's campaign in the Deadfire, where she died.
Until recently, I assumed death meant you stopped living. Silly me.
I don't know what happened to her there, but I suppose Wodica wasn't done with her yet. Safe travels, Envoy.
Oh, Envoy, you return. And you brought a friend. Ambassador Heelguard, at your service.
Always nice to meet an Adiran who isn't trying to goad me into a fight.
What of these rebels? The streets are full of rumors, but your word is the only one I trust. So, you took justice into your own hands. That takes grit. More than I expected. Of course, the official record will show that the killer struck first, and you were merely acting in self-defense.
That's technically what happened, so sure.
I know that Ludwine wanted a public execution, but this might do just as well to appease her. A message has been sent. No one will challenge our presence in the living lands. Our people are here to stay. Indeed, not a moment too soon. I'm sending you to Fior Messi Verno, a community of Valian expatriates deep in Emerald Stair. The Animancers may have some knowledge of the Dream Scourge already. Learn whatever you can from them. My sources tell me the Dream Scourge is a plague of the soul, and souls are their trade. If we have anything in common with Animancers, it's a shared interest in curing the Dream Scourge. Governor Vidaro will be your first point of contact. I'm told he's barely keeping the community in order. Seek him out if you need direction. Good hunting, Envoy.
Heelguard. Why is it that whenever I hear your name, it's because you've disgraced the Empire?
No, strangling light. Keep her away.
Is that, her?
Inquisitor Ludwine. So kind of you to join us.
While you brood over the Dream Scourge, this island is coming apart at the seams.
Stay your wrath. Allow me to present the Adiran Envoy, dispatched by the Emperor himself, to aid us in our time of need.
You can't. Once you deserve such a mask, it will find you. Strange. You and I have crossed paths before, haven't we? Perhaps we did. Much has changed since we last saw each other. I am both more and less than I used to be. And you. There is a dim corner of my memory that you occupy. Old feelings I thought long since banished. I will observe you with interest. after I am finished with the ambassador. I can't believe you troubled the Emperor to send an envoy. Haven't you done enough to flaunt your incompetence?
Under the circumstances, I thought it might be...
Silence. You busy yourself with a dream, Scourge. A mere fever and chills, leaving the real work to me. Even if that were to happen, the living will replace the dead. We will ship them in by the hundreds to fill the empty houses.
Oh, gods, Ludwig.
I have scoured this island and faced the truths from which you cower. The Living Lands is on the brink of total collapse, and you have ignored the discontent in your own city. Our envoy spilled blood, quelled the resistance, and brought us time to gather our strength.
You don't waste time, do you?
We should be using this opportunity, not squandering it. What say you? I have eyes in every corner of the city, and they do not rest.
If you're done eviscerating me, you'll be interested to learn I'm sending the envoy to the Animancers of Emerald Stair.
You are ridiculous. Emerald Stair is under assault by the very wilderness it claims to have conquered. The Animancers cling to pride and tradition even as they dig their own graves. Clearly, I've wasted my time with you, Ambassador. From now on, I will break the frontier on my own terms. You are free to disagree with my methods, but you cannot stop me. As for you, Envoy, farewell. This reunion was unexpected, but not unwelcome.
That ought to send a message. Just not sure it's the message they want to send.
She is going to be a problem. No. She invents a crisis, then runs off to solve it, usually with bloodshed. Put her out of your mind. The Dream Scourge is more than enough for us to chew on, at least for now. Since Liviana gave you a clean bill of health, you're officially cleared to leave for Emerald Stair. Fair warning, Animancers and Adirians don't mix well. Their kind can be a tad unhinged. Easier said than done these days.
They're a fun bunch. Crazy, but fun.
Wonderful. Now I have to keep a tight grip on my soul on top of everything else.
Should you cross paths with Ludwig, well, try not to. I have no idea what's gotten into her. Safe travels. I'm told Emerald Stair's beautiful this time of year.
We can head to the Eastern Gatehouse when you're ready to go to Fjord.
Fjord Verno, huh? Guess if you're looking for an animancer, that's the place to go. No, none more than usual. Both settlements are survivors. They just use different methods. Don't spend much time worrying about animancy myself. Never really needed it. Right. Where we're going, we'll need all the tools we can get. I've led a few people there from Paradise or Thirdborn, and I've almost lost someone on every trip.
Someone's slipping.
I said, almost. Just glad I can help. Right, changing the subject. Not before I've done some reading. You might want to consider not washing your clothes in safflower oil.
I hate to break it to you, but regular laundry is... a common courtesy when you're traveling with a group.
No, it's fine. If you feel the need to wash your clothes, go right ahead. Just use something else.
Sweat and midday breezes don't count as washing, you know.
Right, so I smell like the wilderness. You people stand out like a tree rat in heat. You've been complaining about the flies, though. They're attracted to the scent of sap flowers.
Thanks, Marius. That's helpful.
Well, don't get used to it.